Let's now go straight into the story that's making the headlines here in the country, where spokesperson of the Attorney General's office, Isaac Wilberforce Mensah, has maintained that the Attorney General has not engaged in any illegality as far as the Richard Jakpa story is concerned. Wilberforce vehemently denied Jakpa's accusation, stating that the allegations made by Jakpa, a key witness in the trial of Atuforsen, a former Deputy Minister of Finance, is unfounded. Jakpa had accused the Attorney General, Godfrey Dame, of persuading him to implicate Atuforsen in the ongoing trial. He says the Attorney General will make his case when it's his turn to cross-examine. He spoke earlier on Good Morning Ghana.
All the meetings that were had, with the same Mr. Jakpa, was at a time that he had no legal representation. And the court documents will bear that fact out, that even when he opened his defense alone. He gave oral testimony. He did not have a lawyer at the time. The court record will show that there were several instances in court that he came unrepresented. So during that period, if he met with the Attorney General, at his own request too, let us make that also very clear, at his own request, he met with the Attorney General at the time he had fired his lawyer at a place that was in a Supreme Court judge's house, and this Supreme Court judge is his own relative. He met in the house of his own relative. Now, if the Attorney General, in accordance with law, continues negotiation which had been started by Jakpa himself, where's the issue here?
So hold on. Whose relative are you talking about? Is it the Attorney General's relative or Richard Jakpa's relative?
Richard Jakpa's own relative.
So Richard Jakpa's relative is
Richard Jakpa's own relative's house.
Okay, so hold on.
At his own relative's house.
Right. So the Supreme Court judge is Richard Jakpa's relative.
Absolutely.
And the Attorney General invited him into his own relative's house.
No.
Who is a Supreme Court?
The Attorney General was the one who was rather invited. Thank you for even bringing that point out clearly. It's the Attorney General who was invited. So to come to court and to quote and unquote throw tantrums to say that, and you met me at all places at all hours, really? All these meetings were at your own instance, and it was for your own benefit. The Attorney General had closed this case. There are documents that have been tendered into evidence that already support the Attorney General's case.
All right.